Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Supernatural episode 1508, titled Our Father Who Aren't in Heaven, which premiered Thursday, December 12th, 2019 on the CW. I am recording on the 15th, so it's a Sunday. It's been a few days, so sorry about that. But huge spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, and then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. My other video reminders are up on screen, so take a moment to remind yourselves of those. This is the mid-season finale, or the winter finale. It's also the last winter finale the series is ever going to get. Don't know how I feel about that though. But there's that. Also, this episode was directed by Richard Spade Jr. Many things happen in this episode, first off. So I really hope that you go check it out before you come and see what I have to say about it. Otherwise, be prepared to be spoiled. Like, I'm giving you that warning right now. Also, before I get started, a huge YouTube shout outs for, I hope I say this right, but Robbie Jean Sanders, who pointed out the fact, because I did ask the question in my previous video about whether or not Dean has actually killed non-human or non-creatures before. So Bobby Jean Sanders brought out the Benders, and I don't think he killed the Benders. I know that the father was killed by that cop because her brother was killed by them, and I'm pretty sure the two sons ended up being locked up in the cage or something, like in their own cages or something. I don't think Dean actually killed them, I don't think. I'm not sure. I would have to double check, but thank you for bringing that to mind. And then also shout out to Megan B, who mentioned the humans behind the whole Thin Man hoax in, what was it, 9:15. So that, I actually forgot about them, but that does make some sense right there as well. So there's that. Also, in reference to the fact that Megan B did brought up the fact that Lee also slapped Dean's ass while they're on stage performing together. And I don't know why I missed it, because I hear every time Dean's reaction with that whole son of a bitch comment, but I always miss the fact, like, what brought on that reaction. So now that I know, and I went back and after that I read the comment, that it was because his ass was slapped. Now I don't know if it's just the whole context in general, or the place of it happening is what has me all peeved about it. But yeah, who knows? But thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for just providing more insight, or at least answering my questions, guys. Truly appreciate it when it comes to comments that help me out like that. So I will start to do this in 15 minutes, hopefully. So let's start the clock. Let's begin with what happened in this mid-season finale. So timeline-wise, I think it is shortly after the events of 1507. I mean, it's possible that it's been a few days. It really depends on, because the first time we see Dean is when he comes on in with the tablet, with this whole idea of using the demon tablet to find a way to get a step ahead of Chuck. But then the next time we see Cass is when he's already at Donatello's house. So I don't know if it's like Dean revealed the plan to Cass, and then he went to go get Donatello, and then he waited till Sam and Eileen came back to tell them the plan, or if they were all told first and then Cass went to go and grab Donatello. So that kind of skews if it's been a few days or it's been shortly after 1507, just because of travel times, because Cass can't just angel air his way anywhere anymore. So there's that. Episode reminder is the fact that we get the return of Adam Milligan, aka the Third Winchester, as well as this world's Michael. So I was so excited because, like, what? It's been 10 years since we've seen both characters. And I mean, I'm not going to count the Michael we got last season, because that's from the Apocalypse World Michael. So there's that. But the episode breakdown or storylines for this one, I would say, is divided into three. They're all interconnected with each other for sure. First one being The Prophet Returns is what I'm calling it. The second one being Searching for Michael. And the third one being Unexpected Betrayal. Now, with the first storyline, this is dealing with Donatello being recruited to translate the demon tablet that the Winchesters still have, in hopes that in it has some kind of weakness for Chuck. Because it's under Dean's reasoning that why would Chuck write out all these tablets that tell humans how to stop angels, how to lock away angels, how to lock away demons, and how to stop the Leviathans, if he was always going to be there. So they're under the impression that Chuck had made these tablets as a failsafe in case he wasn't there to clean up the mess, type of thing. So they're hoping that there's something in the tablets that shows otherwise why he wouldn't be there. But while doing this, Chuck actually taps into Donatello and speaks through his own prophet, telling them to back down, or he will start making his threats against them. Like, he threatened Donna, he threatened Jody, he threatened Eileen. So it's just like, what do we do? So they send Donatello home so that he's not the Trojan horse in their camp anymore. Which leads to the second storyline of them trying to search for Michael. So first, their plan is to get to Michael because as the favorite son, at the time the tablets were created, he would know what the weakness is against God. So they first go to hell, I don't know if it's because they just forgot the fact that all the doors in hell were opened, or if they just hoped that he would still be down there. But they go down there, they get an unexpected reunion there before they find out that he is not in hell anymore. So then they end up doing a few things to get Michael to show back up to them. This leads to them also reuniting with Adam. Bunch of things go down. Long story short, Michael ends up giving them a spell that will seal God away in the same manner that he sealed the darkness away all those years ago. And it would only work if Chuck is as weak as he claims he is being. But a lot of the ingredients they do have in the bunker, but except for one, which is a very specific flower that grows in purgatory. What was it, like a Leviathan lily or something like that? So that is the next step for us there. The third storyline, though, with the unexpected betrayal, deals with Eileen being recruited by a hunter named Sue for a case that is nearby. They kind of established that Sue and Eileen know each other. They're also surprised by the fact that, oh, you're back, heard some rumors, stuff like that. But it turns out that Sue is actually Chuck in disguise. And at the end of the episode, it does have Sam and Eileen in the presence of Chuck. So that's something there. But the last scene of the episode shows Dean saying his goodbyes to Adam before he and Cass get ready to head to purgatory because Adam and Michael are not sticking around. So there's that. Tidbit-wise, though, let's go right into it. We get Dean talking to Sam about Eileen, pretty much giving his approval of a potential relationship between them and some teasing that a big brother would do to a little brother. We also see Sam being protective of Eileen, which she tries to adjust to. It could be either because we all know that Sam does care for Eileen. His overprotectiveness could be from the fact that she's already died before, he doesn't want her to die again. Or it could be the fact that Chuck is still a huge threat and he's targeting people they care about, and that's why he's a little more paranoid. So that could be something there. Now, the surprise reunion we do get is Rowena, and we find out that she fought for her spot as the new Queen of Hell, and she's enjoying the title. We also see her sensing the tension between Dean and Castiel, and she tells them to resolve their latest fight and to do it quickly before it's too late. And then we also... Well, I'm given the impression that Michael was unaware that there were alternate versions of himself, as in like the multiverse type of thing. And it seems like that really takes a hit to his ego type of thing. So like, I'm not even the only Michael, I think he said, but that's something there. Death tally or end tally, we do see a lot of the casino employees and patrons being killed off by Chuck as he plays and wins at the slot machines. Only one waitress survives as she is constantly fulfilling his drink orders. So there's that. And we do also see Lilith being killed by Michael. I'm assuming she was killed by him since she kind of went out in a big ball of white light as if like he was spining her, and there was no body left afterwards. So I'm assuming she's gone for good. So that's something there. Moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, I will have to say, is the fact that Rowena, we got to see her return. I mean, I was ready for Adam and Michael returning. I was not ready for Rowena to make an appearance, so that was quite a surprise there. And just to see her, I figured if Rowena were to still be a presence in hell, she would fight for the top spot. So I'm not surprised she's the Queen of Hell. I'm thrilled that she is, and I'm glad that she's thriving in that position. So at least it's like the devil you know type of thing, right? So there's that. Also, I was shocked though, even though I wasn't shocked about Michael and Adam returning. First off, I didn't know if it would be both of them or it would be one or the other, like if it was just Adam or if it was just Michael. But I was surprised by the arrangement that they both had between each other. The fact that it was very different from Dean's relationship with Apocalypse Michael, and how this Michael allows for Adam to take control once in a while, and they'll keep flipping back and forth. And the fact that they do have these constant conversations with each other, and I'm glad that we actually got to see it as two Adams in one space, as opposed to with Dean and Michael, it was Michael always pushing Dean down and taking control. The only time we would see Dean was through a reflection, if at all. So it's just, I was very surprised by that type of vessel angel dynamic. I'm very glad that it worked in Adam's favor, but I was just as surprised as Sam and Dean were when they figured out that, like, oh, Michael actually lets Adam take the wheel once in a while, or more so often than that. So that was a surprise there. Moving on to familiar faces, though, like I said, we do get the return of Donatello. So there's that. We do get Rowena, which was a huge surprise there. We do get the return of both Adam and Michael. And then we also get the return of Lilith in her new vessel before they got smited. So there's that. So let's move on to top 3 favorite moments. A huge one I had was just the return of Adam and Michael. Just the whole, not only their separate interactions between Sam, Dean, and Castiel, but also mainly the interactions between the two of them themselves. Really, when we have like the whole double, I really love it when it's double action, or like a twin on twin action when the person's not actually a twin. Just to see, I'm always fascinated by that camera work and how like they're able to accomplish something like that and make it believable to the fact that, yeah, it is like it's 2 separate people when logically it's not. So I'm truly fascinated by how they were able to do this. It's one of the reasons why I love the show Orphan Black, because Tatiana Maslany just kills it as all the clones and all the hard work that she does, as well as her body double, Catherine Alexandri. But to see it happen with Adam and Michael in a way that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting us to get it the way that we did. So I was truly impressed by that. I love that you can see the speech differences that you get with Jake as he plays either Michael or Adam. I mean, like, they both look the exact same. They're meant to look the exact same, right? So really the only way you could tell the difference is through their mannerisms and the speech patterns. And that was just, it was funny too when they was flipped black and Adam would just say, hey, it's Adam, just to like clarify the fact that it's me, not the other guy type of thing. So it was just like, it was a huge moment that I love and I will take away. I mean, it definitely makes waiting 10 years for that moment to occur. But then again, like, I don't think if they've had 10 years, like, was it a lot longer in the cage, right? It's like 10 times that. It's like it's 1,000 years in the cage. And I'm assuming, don't quote me on that, but it's definitely more than 10 years for Adam and Michael to have been stuck together than the 10 years we've experienced. So that was a fun thing there. Another thing I did, which ties into that, is just Sam and Dean's separate little speeches that they were trying to give to Adam. Sam gave one to Michael, which prompted him to say, well, why don't you tell him yourself, type of thing. And then at the very end, when Dean was able to say goodbye to Adam and say that what happened to him, he didn't deserve it, and he was a good man. And then Adam was just saying, like, well, when do we ever get what we deserve, type of thing, which was so sad and so true on a very heartbreaking level, especially for these guys. But it was just great to see that they still were able to. It was interesting to see both Sam and Dean interacting with Jake as either Michael and as Adam. So it's just like a huge thing right there. Also, another favorite I did have was just Castiel interacting with Michael, and specifically when he kind of pushed the proof visually into Michael's head about how Chuck was who they were saying he was and not, and they weren't making it up. And just having not only Michael see it, but also see us have that montage flash of all the things that Chuck has done recently to kind of prove him to be evil, and then also to tie it back to what was being done when he was Chuck the Prophet in season 4 and 5. So it was just like it was like a huge throwback for sure, but it was also just to be able to have Michael be put on the same page. It was phenomenal as well. I mean, really, Michael and Adam really stole the show for me in this episode. I mean, it was a huge way to end the first half of this season like this. So there's that. And then the very surprising favorite I did have was just the fact that we got to see Rowena again, just to see her being the queen of hell and really owning it and really like showing her power against the demons and like ruling over them. It's just like, yes, that is what Rowena is meant for. That is what she's meant to do, and I applaud it. So it's just like all for it for sure. I hope we see her again. I don't know if they ever will, because it seemed like, well, I guess with her spell they were able to go down to hell, but with the doors completely open, who knows? maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but it was just great to see that that she viewed her death as the best thing that ever happened to her, when all this time she's been trying to avoid such a thing. Naturally is what you do. So that was something there. Moving on though, let's talk about top 3 peeved. One peeve I did have was the fact that based off how the episode ended, it looks like Adam and Michael aren't going to be sticking around. So that's a peeve of mine, because I would have loved to see them stay and help the team detain Chuck. And I mean, like, mainly because I think that Michael deserves to have that one-on-one moment with Chuck that Lucifer was able to have in season 11 when he was possessing Castiel. I feel like Michael deserves having that, but then also at the same time, with the headspace that Chuck is in, I don't think he's going to be providing that type of a moment. But now that also has to be questioning, well, what he say to Lucifer back in season 11 true? If this whole time he's been playing us, I don't know. But I feel like Michael deserves that moment. And I feel like if this was the only episode that Jake was going to appear in, I am a little peeved that would, after the performance I got from him as Adam and Michael, I'm a little peeved that I'm not going to get a little bit more with that. You know what I mean? So there's that. And another peeve I did have, I mean, it's a cliffhanger moment. So the fact that Sam and Eileen are now trapped with Chuck, or now in his presence, sucks. So that's going to be an automatic peeve. It does tee it up for the winter premiere for sure, because now I'm anxious to know like what he's going to do to them. But we'll have to wait and see about that. Which is the other peeve there, the fact that I have to wait like 6 weeks for it to happen and want to rush through my winter break when I really just want to relax and just like let the time be, you know. But let's move on to random questions very quickly. The first question is, what happened to the real Hunter Sue, or was Chuck just impersonating her the whole time? So that's one there. Second question, if Rowena is the queen of hell, could that be a reason why demons haven't been an issue this season for Sam and Dean? Because I don't think they have been. A lot of this season has been dealing with Chuck for the most part. So that's something there. Another question is, if Rowena waited until Sam was out of the room to address the Dean and Castiel tension from their fight, then hold on, let me grab the phone. Then is it possible that Sam is still unaware of the real reason why Castiel left the bunker in the first place? And there's the timer. And final question, where's Jack? We have gone 8 episodes without seeing Jack. I mean, we did get Alex for the first 3 episodes, but he was playing Belphegor. So what's going on with Jack? What's he doing up in the Big Empty? What did Death want to talk to him about? What did the Shadow guy wanted to talk to him about? I really want to know. Is that going to be a huge factor in the second half of the season? But we'll have to wait and see about that. Moving on to predictions very quickly. This will be quick. But based off the promo for 1509, it is returning January 16th. And it looks like we see Chuck showing Sam his future and Sam being doubtful about it. We also see monsters being everywhere in this supposed future. We also see it being more like a war zone. And we also, from the looks of it, it looked like Sam was kissing Eileen. I don't know if that's Chuck's doing. I don't know if that's like a manipulation of some sort. But we might possibly see Saline happening. So I don't know in what capacity, or if it's going to be truthful or a dream or a manipulation. I don't know. We'll just wait and see about that. Again, I hope that does not mean that Aileen's going to die shortly afterwards, because you know how the little curse that Sam has with all the girls he's been with. So there's that. Synopsis for the episode. It has not been released because, once again, Futon Critic only releases synopses for episodes 2 weeks prior to their air date, since we are definitely more than now we're a month out. It's not going to be available just yet. So we have to wait and see about that. But otherwise, guys, that is pretty much it. So what do you guys think of the episode? What do you guys like about it? What do you think will happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about all that good stuff. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. Link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopsis, news, all that good stuff. All found in one place. Go check that out. I am behind, hoping to catch up a little bit more during my winter break, so please keep that in mind. I am in school, and I really should be studying for my final exams right now, but I wanted to record this before I jumped right into that. Also, WordPress account, link for that is down below. Anything I post online is connected to WordPress, a little more organized, a little more detailed, but still a work in progress. Once again, hoping to update during the winter break. Also, live journal entry link down below. I post jot noted summaries of the episode or recaps of the episode as I watch them for the first time. It helps me keep things organized until official transcripts are up on the website or on the internet. It helps me keep things aligned. If it helps keep things aligned too, perfect. They're all up on LiveJournal. I've been doing it since season 6. I figured I'd do it to the very end. I am a little behind. They are on the website, just set on private at the moment because I do have to format, I do have to color, I do have to make proper sentences out of them. So I hope to catch up to that in the winter. But otherwise, all the ones that are up there are up there. So I think I'm some of season 14. I know I got a few of the later ones up, but I really have to go through that. So keep that in mind as well. Otherwise, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. Again, this video is probably going to be posted a little later than usual, just because of the fact that I am in my final week of the semester. I technically have 2 final exams. I got 6 final projects I'll do this week. I technically am supposed to be studying right now for my exam tomorrow. So I really should get onto that after I record this. And then afterwards, I probably will be editing midweek. And then hopefully this will be up for you guys to share. So if it is at that time right now, thank you for your patience. But I do hope you guys come back and see what they say about my next episode back when the new year rolls around. If not, until then, check out my other videos on the website, on my site. If there's other shows I talk about and you want to hear what I have to say. But again, this is the last Supernatural one for 2019 that I have planned, at least. So again, guys, thank you so much. I do hope you continue on with me to the end of the rest of the season, but I'll leave it there, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.